If you're considering purchasing a lightsaber from outside of your home country, whatever your home country may be, that prospect might be a little intimidating, especially if you've never made an international purchase before. And there are some things you need to consider. There are some things that are different than if you had purchased a similar item from your home country. So let's go over 4 things that you should consider before purchasing a lightsaber internationally. First of all, okay, if you purchase a lightsaber internationally, your shipping charges are likely going to be higher than if you purchase them locally. That's really unfortunate, and it's a way, I know a lot of people talk about this with like Ultra Sabers and Saberforge. There may be a European buyer interested in sabers from those companies, but the shipping costs are so prohibitive that it doesn't really make financial sense for some people to purchase from Ultra Sabers or Saberforge, and that's too bad. That's a combination of factors. First of all, the shipping costs are higher, but second of all, it depends on whichever shipping methods the companies offer and even how much they charge for shipping, because there's no guarantee that any of these companies are charging the exact shipping rate. That's, they just determine, what they're going to charge, and that's what they charge. So, yeah, you definitely have to factor in that you could lose some of that kind of cost savings if you are an international buyer purchasing something from outside of your country. Second thing to consider is potential import fees, and this is another way that international buyers tend to get dinged. It does depend a lot on your home country. Every country has different, policies on this. So you want to look into that before you make the purchase. See if you are going to get hit with an extra fee, because that fee can be pretty steep, you guys. So some of these import fees, they'll have at least 2 things attached to them. So they'll have some kind of flat rate inspection fee that can be a little steep. And in addition to that, they'll have, a percentage fee tacked on. So that can really increase the rate of the price of the saber, and that's too bad. And especially that's even totally separate from the shipping charges. So you combine the higher shipping charges with the potential import fees, that can make sabers very expensive, if you're purchasing them from outside of your country. Third thing to consider is returns, or if you need to send the saber in, because if you're shipping something back to your own country, that's not far away. That'll take just maybe a few days, and the shipping costs will be somewhat reasonable. But man, if you need to send your saber back for any reason, that's a lot harder if you ship it internationally, and more expensive too. So that's definitely something to consider. And, even if you need to send something back under warranty, you could get hit with some pretty steep shipping charges for that. Fourth thing to consider is the speed of shipping. So a lot of international orders can be quite fast. So sometimes they can take a few days to a week or 2 weeks, but international orders can also easily take a month. And that's just from the time the vendor ships the order to the time that you receive the order. So that can be a long time. That's not even factoring in whatever the handling speed of that vendor is. So adding on a month can be a lot for some people. And you also don't necessarily know how much your order will get delayed, because it could get delayed in customs, and you don't know how long it's going to take. So yeah, it adds another variable to just the whole shipping of the sabers. And those are probably some of the most common things you need to think about when ordering internationally. Now, to bring it all back, a lot of those things sound a little scary. There can be a lot of positives to ordering internationally, and I think that sometimes people maybe overestimate certain problems, like they assume, it's shipping from another country and it'll get lost in the mail more, and that certainly does happen, but a lot of orders from other countries arrive just fine. So, just look into that a little bit, and maybe be open to the possibility of purchasing something internationally if it makes sense. So those reasons we discussed, though, import fees combined with higher shipping fees, combined with higher fees if you need to return or exchange the item. Those are definitely things to think about, but at the same time, you're limiting yourself a lot if you're only purchasing locally too. So that's a big downside in and of itself. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you think about ordering internationally? I'd love to hear from you.